What's cold, Denver? What's good, Denver? Hope you guys
Hmm.
are all doing great. The second most important thing in Denver today is the stock show is underway. Now, Tom, I know you're a real PBR bull rider guy,
Yeah.
and Troy, I think you're more of like a Western Airs kind of guy. But I wanted to make sure that our listeners here are not sleeping on the number one event at the stock show. Do you guys know about pig presentation?
No.
I don't know about pig presentation. No,
Is
unfortunately.
it who's got the fattest pig?
Yeah. Well, it's also I'm not exactly sure the judging criteria, but they're all good looking pigs. Just various colorations and stuff. The tail squiggly. I'm not sure, but I stumbled into this a few years back, and the the look of intensity, and I think largely pigs are presented by kids and teenagers, and there was like 15 of them, and they're all presenting their pig, and what they do is they keep this very intense uh eye contact with the judges, and
Oh yeah.
they're locked in. They're absolutely locked in. So Tom, I don't know if you want to show it, but I put a little YouTube short so people could understand in the production document exactly the intensity of this. So it's amazing. These kids are very serious about their pigs, but also I believe that's a part of the presentation. Like the judges are looking for conviction in the presentation.
So
And
she's
so,
staring at the judges right now, or
yeah, yeah. There's like I think there's multiple judges, maybe two, and there is an intensity in the eye contact. Now let me pull up this video too. I think it might look at that. This
yeah,
is a pro.
she looks like a pro, and that's a good-looking pig.
That's a good looking
Those are
pig.
some cute piggies.
So, and you can see in like there's a guy that comes in the back just real quick. But see that? See his
Yeah,
intensity too?
he's doing it too.
Yeah. So I'm really encouraging people to get
See
out.
how I
Now
only
you
slash
can
three
see
of
the
your
full schedule. I'm gonna put the full schedule on in the newsletter. We can put it in the liner notes too, because there's so much going on as always. Highlights for me are super dogs, although they're called extreme dogs now. But the dog show is always super cool. And then of course just checking out all the animals. There is nothing as cute as like one of those giant cows that's all fluffed out, you know. They get the brushy brush, and then they blow dry them. It's just it's a beautiful thing. I'm excited. We're gonna go this weekend, and in true stock show fashion, it's gonna be like teen degree. So
Oh, it's gonna
so
be
we'll see.
cold. Yeah.
So before we get in here, the first most important thing in Denver is free donuts. So I had an interview with the founder of Jelly Cafe. I don't know, Tom, have you ever been to Jelly? There's one in Cap Hill, there's one in DU.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I spoke
Absolutely.
to Josh Epps, who founded Jelly. I think they just celebrated their 14th year. And we're going to get into, we'll publish that episode next week. But he said that he'll give away free donuts to subscribers of the newsletter. So here's what
Wow.
people got to do. They got to go to realgooddenver.com. They got to subscribe to the newsletter. Then what's going to happen? Probably Sunday or Monday. I've been trying to do them on Sunday. However, depending on the NFL football schedule, it might be Monday. Put out the Unreal Denver deal, and it's going to be open for 10 minutes. So in the first 10 minutes you get that email, reply back to me, and you get free donuts next time you go to Jelly Cafe.
Very nice.
Right.
So people got to check that out. We also published an episode last week with Brian Bonnert. If folks check that out, he's the founder of Rhino Velo, and this week's Unreal Denver deal is 50% off bike tune-ups to winterize your bike. Basically, get it ready for the spring. So I think usually it's like $150, something like that. So $75. You can go winterize your bicycle and get it ready for the spring.
Amazing.
Unreal Denver deals. It's good because it rhymes, and
Does
that's
this
just the rule of life.
donut promotion? Do guests or hosts qualify as well for this?
Oh yeah, yeah. We might have airdrop you some jelly donuts because their donut holes are extraordinary.
Wow. Yeah.
They're very delicious.
I always make the mistake of not eating enough before we start recording, and we start talking about food on the podcast, and oh man,
I
it's
know.
getting
I
hungry.
know. You guys do any weight related New Year's resolutions? Both you guys would probably be in the bulking season category. I'm definitely trying to lose.
I, I probably should be, but I didn't. No.
Yeah, no specific resolutions over there, but now I'm definitely getting to get to the gym as well. I'm not. I've been bulking through the winter.
I know. That's a good part of being a dude. We don't gain weight. We're bulking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
it's cool. I've been doing a little bit of accountability with my buddy Vince, and just in the morning we'll text the scale, what's on the scale, and then in the evening we text our macros. And I've used like my Fitness Pal in the past to do it, but it's like $20 a month. So I was like, I bet you GPT could do this. And sure enough, yeah, I just tell GPT what I ate, and I say, give me the macros, and then give me my calorie total. So I'm looking for calories, fat, protein, and carbs. And so you could be like 2 elk burgers, 3 eggs, a cup of coffee, and some salad, and it'll just tabulate all of it for you. It's awesome.
Wow.
Sweet.
That's eliminating a lot of other apps that exist.
I know. It's so easy.
Yeah.
You can take a picture of your fridge and say, what can I make with these ingredients? It gives you recipes.
That is crazy. That's the same app.
It's GPT.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
man.
GPT is like the new universal app for everything.
You could use it for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's encouraging you now just to leave the camera on, and it'll kind of tell you what's going on, So I don't know, man. I think we've talked to a couple of people that have wearables, where it's just like a pendant, and it's like always on,
Mm-hmm.
and just it's recording. The problem with their product right now is just the storage is too expensive. Like if you're just recording everything all the time,
Yeah.
but how long before they fix that? And then you just have like basically you're outsourcing your memory for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey, the 70th podcast that we did for What's Good Denver, what did we talk about? And it's just like boop boop.
Mm-hmm.
This was it.
What when you say leave the camera on for GPT, do you mean like like it's monitoring what's happening on your screen of your computer? Is that what you mean?
I'm talking specifically for the iOS app. So
Oh.
like when you open it up, it has like a prompt.
Mm.
It kind of disappeared. So let me see. There was a prompt a couple of days ago that was like a little camera, and if you clicked it, it was like, turn on the camera and we'll tell you about what's going on. What? So maybe it was just like an experimental thing, but
Like the front camera, back camera, both?
yeah, both. You could switch it. I was like, it's probably stupid. I was in traffic. I was like, what's this? And like put it on.
Like put your phone down while driving.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Here's a bulleted point list of all of the things that can happen if you use your phone while driving. Yeah.
So weird.
I use the camera function on there pretty often. I just used it today to ask if the chicken breast was still good to eat. I feel like I'm becoming a little more reliant on it than I should. I need to like chill out on the GPT.
I haven't gotten too deep into asking it everything yet.
Yeah.
But also now, I mean, Siri is like ChatGPT as well.
I know.
I think it's not on. It's only if you have the newest iPhones, like the 15 or 16. But yeah, OpenAI is fully integrated into the Siri now too.
The new AirBooks and MacBooks have it in there, and
Yeah.
what's cool about those too is like they're totally local. It's not all the AI is built in the machine. It's not pinging the server, so the response time is fast, but also like it's isolated. You're not reporting to Apple. That's the one thing about like, like if you ever ask GPT something and it like slaps your hand, I was like, make a illustration for this title inspired by what's his name, Roy Lichtenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's like, no, we cannot use copywritten images, and it's like, I know, man, I know, inspired by, similar to, and it just kept slapping my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you, Tom. It like makes me be like, man, I don't know if I should, how intimate I should be with this thing if it's like has so much editorial control on what I want, you know?
Yeah, but there's always a way to get it to do what you want it to do, as long
Yeah.
as you're just like, well, that's not an issue because of this, and it's like, okay, fine. If I was going to create it, it would look like this.
Yeah. Or you tell it to come up with a hypothetical scenario where this would happen. That works too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. You're an actor in a movie, and in the scene, you're creating a image for Roy Lichtenstein. Would that look like? It's like, oh, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, it's just a weird ethical thing of like, of course they have to have guardrails on this stuff, but you know, how much? You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
my
mean,
laptop has the GPT on it now with
no
Siri,
kid.
and it's pretty cool in a lot of the things that it can do. You could tell it to open certain apps or do specific things now. Like Siri used to always just be kind of helpless and not really too useful doing things outside of like, hey, call this person or send this text. But now it's a lot more powerful.
Siri was notoriously clunky ever since it's been created. Pretty much, I don't have the newer iPhone and my MacBook. I have the original M1, so
Mm.
I don't have the Siri with the ChatGPT, but I'd be excited to check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
dude, Siri turned into a dude for me like a few months ago. It's like a man's voice now. It's weird. I was like, oh, who's this?
That's like the default, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
It's like if I do Siri, it's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, who are you? What happened to Siri?
There's a bunch of different packs that you can choose from in the settings, like different accents and dialogues and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't motivated enough to turn it back, so I guess this Siri will be a
Sticking
guy for a
around.
while.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Troy, what you got on hot takes this week?
Yeah, a couple things in the sports world. Just celebrating the Broncos season. Congrats. I don't think beginning of the season anyone even anticipated being the Broncos making the playoffs. So it's great to see how far they made it. And with Bo Nix, bright future. So, um, hats off to a great season for the Broncos.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this too, but Nix became the first rookie quarterback to start a season opener since John Elway this season. He tied and surpassed the franchise record for wins by a rookie quarterback previously held by Elway. And he led the Broncos to their first playoff berth since 2015. So he's got a bright future. You guys are in good hands. I also learned that he played some of the season with a fractured bone in his back. I
I
didn't know
heard that too. Yeah.
which he didn't look
Wow.
like it. You would have never known
No.
watching him play.
He's got wheels. I mean, that was a tough game. Buffalo was just the better team all the way around. You're just like, well, man, there's definitely levels to this game in the NFL, and the Bills look really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look really good. And then that kind of brings me to the next hot take. So now that the first round of playoffs is over, Super Bowl prediction. Who you got, Ryan?
Super Bowl.
Winner and
Predict-
loser. Yeah. Who do you got?
I've got. I'm going hot take. I'm going Commanders.
Okay. All right.
I think they've got momentum, and I think everybody's sleeping on them. You know, I mean, the Eagles look good, and I think it's going to be the Commanders over the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
36-24.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first.
Although they'll always be football team to me.
Mm-hmm. They'll always a football team. That's pretty good. Yeah, that would be crazy. I mean, a rookie quarterback starting his first season ever as a rookie and leading a team to the Super Bowl and winning. That would be, I don't think that's happened before. So that would be insane. So if that does happen, we might be watching some history. I'm gonna go Chiefs over Eagles. Keep it safe.
Oh man, it's such a depressing take.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't want to bet against them until I see them fail. It's just too many times in a row. They're too good. I'm taking the chalk.
You're just trying to make up for that Justin Fields take last year.
Yeah, yeah.
To get
I
some
gotta-
dubs under the belt.
yeah, I gotta bounce back from that humiliating, embarrassing take that I had. And then lastly, Nuggets are heating up. They've won three in a row. Play the Mavericks tonight. I think they're 7-3 in their last 10. They're fourth in the West. They're they're picking up after the kind of slow start to the season. So they'll
Yeah.
look for a win tonight against the Mavericks who are in the fifth seed.
Oh,
So
they played the Mavs tonight?
yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so actually I think they can whoever wins this leapfrogs too in the standings, so it'll be a big game. I'll probably tune into that. I think it's nationally televised.
Cool. Yeah, Westbrook and Jokic had triple doubles in the same game.
Yeah, that's cool.
So sick.
Yeah, that is cool. So yeah, Nuggets they're picking up a little bit, so it'll be exciting to see them go on a run here.
Cool. Just piggybacking off your sports takes. Thanks for those, Troy. Here's the sports events. We got the PBR Bull Riders at the National Stock Show Arena tonight and tomorrow night. The Avs are in town pretty much all weekend. There's 4 games. Nuggets are playing tonight, tomorrow, and the 21st. Colorado Buffs men's basketball is playing the 15th and the 21st as well. And then the Colorado Eagles. I put them on here, and I don't even know who they are. I should probably figure that out. Who's the Colorado Eagles? Is this the minor league? Yeah, minor league
Ice hockey.
Yeah. They got some very Colorado looking jerseys. Look pretty cool. Nice. Tom, where are we riding, buddy?
There's nothing too special to report yet for this weekend. Snow tonight at Winter Park, just a little bit, but then what's really the story for this weekend is the Arctic freeze coming through. Maybe we go over some tips because it's gonna be a rough one starting on Friday night. Now they're saying it's too early to predict where snow is gonna hit. It's pretty certain that there's gonna be some snow some places, but Friday night you got the Arctic air moving in from this wind system that's happening up there, and then it's gonna stay below freezing through Sunday into Monday. So we're gonna have 3 days straight of below freezing temperatures this weekend.
Oh, you ever had a good time on a cold day, man?
Oh no, it's tough. It's tough.
Oh, wow.
You
Wait, so Sunday -4 degrees? Am I seeing this right?
Yes, it's looking like Sunday we might be going into negative temperatures in Denver as well. Up in the mountains, you'll definitely be there, but negative temperatures in Denver on Sunday. And, they know there's probably going to be 2 to 6 inches of snow in a lot of places, but I'm sure some places are going to get hit harder than that. They just are saying it's too soon to predict where and when that might be. So we'll keep an eye on it. Going into the weekend, there's obviously going to be a chance for some good riding in certain resorts this weekend, but as long as you bundle up because it's going to be cold.
Yeah, man. Last year, I think I talked about it. Ozzo and I went. It was a snow day, but it was cold. You know, 0, and we went to Loveland, dude. It was horrible. I was so pissed. He had a great time, but I was like this. The wind is just like hitting you with like ice crystals. It's not even like snow. It's like little chunks of ice.
Yeah,
you know
that hurts.
Oh, it was bad. I and then the lift, is just you just turn into an icicle.
When you're riding down and that little wetness in your gloves melts and your hands are cold, and then you get on the lift and it's frozen by the time you get to the top.
Yeah. You ever gone puffy underneath the shell?
Ooh, no, I don't typically do that.
Too hot. It's too hot.
Yeah.
I did that once on a day in Telluride. It was a cold day, but then it was like too hot, and now you're sweating, which makes it worse. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm typically pretty good with just my sometimes, a base layer like a Under Armour type thing, t-shirt, then a big sweatshirt, then my outer jacket, snowboard jacket, and that keeps me good. And then on the legs, just sweatpants, snow pants. I'm good.
That's pretty thick.
For a cold day like that,
Yeah, you got to have it. It's true.
gotta have and also my jackets aren't like the biggest, craziest rated jackets. I got like basically like spring riding jackets that I'm doing that with.
Yeah. Well, I'm not riding this weekend.
Me neither. Definitely
Nice.
not.
What's the cutoff where it's just too cold? Like how low are you willing to go?
For skiing, like I'm not going anything less than like, well, I definitely go like in the teens and tens and stuff like that. But if it's negative, then I'm not going.
Teens, I might start checking out at teens. Just teens is like, oh, it starts to, the air has like an edge to it, like a razor feeling.
Yeah. But you get some good. That's when the powder is nice. You get a nice, big, nice snow day, and then if it stays that cold and the sun comes out, then the powder's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plus when it's that cold, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but it makes it so dry. I mean, even when there's like, it could be snowing and it's still, the air is like, just like, there's no moisture in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice. I
stay
pulled
safe.
I pulled a couple of news articles for us to look at, but I wanted to catch up with Troy. Of course, we talked about the fires a little bit because it's the 14th, and these fires have obviously been raging in LA for some time. And Troy lives in LA. He's the most Denver LA person of all time.
Right.
So, just to give people perspective, you were talking about there's still two fires that are not even 50% contained. I mean, how far was all that from you?
So the Palisade Fire and the Eaton Fire, those are the two big ones. They're about 10 miles away, or a little less than 10 miles away. We're kind of where I'm located is in Silver Lake, so I'm in a little bit more denser, thicker part of the city. So there's not as much brush, there's not as much, dry trees and whatever vegetation that lights on fire. So fortunately, it didn't make it, as close to my house as some others. So I was thankful that my house was safe. But there was obviously a lot of others who were not as fortunate. So obviously, heart goes out to them and all those people affected by these fires. But yeah, I evacuated Wednesday. I wasn't in the mandatory evacuation zone, but it was the warning zone. So it was kind of just a personal choice just to get out of here, get out of the smoke. So thankfully, I had somewhere to go. So I went down to San Diego, spent the weekend with my family. Just got back last night, and the air quality is a lot better now, obviously, than when I left. And where I'm at's okay, but there's still fires burning on the outskirts. That's the Palisades and the Eaton fire, which I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, both under 50%. So hopefully they can get those out soon. We have some more winds coming too. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, but they sent out the National Guard. They're well equipped now to handle it. And everyone's out here. So hopefully within the next couple of days, these fires can be put behind us and start the rebuild.
Yeah, how's that going to happen? Like, what are people talking about? Because obviously, a couple of those neighborhoods it was some of the most valuable real estate in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does I got to imagine that the value of the land in those homes plummeted. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still Malibu, but
Uh,
if nothing's there, and
yeah.
I wonder like how many people are going to just dump it for nothing.
I don't know. Yeah, there's so much to figure out. Like there's like whole neighborhoods that are just like you said, multi-millions, so tens of millions of dollars of homes just completely erased. So there's going to be some serious stuff to figure out with the investment or with the insurance companies and what's going to happen with the land. Is there going to be enough materials to rebuild all these homes? There's a whole bunch of um, it's the things that are going to take place in the aftermath, I'm sure, here in the upcoming weeks and years as this rebuild starts. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. Uh, Tuesday, or sorry, Wednesday night, the Hollywood fire broke out. That was actually the closest one to me. But fortunately, the winds had already died down, so they were able to get the copters up in the air.
Hmm.
Because once the copters are up in the air, they can maintain, they can prevent them from spreading a lot easier. And that was the problem with the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire that are still going, is the winds were whipping. They couldn't get any aircrafts up there, so they couldn't do the drops, and that's what caused them to just to get out of control. Yeah, I don't know if you can still some of the videos, but the winds were just absolutely whipping, like up to 100 miles an hour in some areas. It was like a perfect storm. It was just like a perfect fire hurricane. It was just complete freak of nature thing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
so but it's a lot better now. The fires are still burning, but they're slowly but surely containing them.
Great.
Yeah, boy, it's such a wild case. And, I heard somebody talking about just like right now, like everyone's talking about regulations because Trump's talking about like deregulating a lot of different things. And California's known and famous or infamous almost for like their building code, regulations of like you have to get remediation for groundwater and you have to get remediation for decay of the landscape and all these things, and basically saying that just to be able to pull permits for like a normal house would take years. Now there's 1,000 homes that are all going to be pulling permits at the same time. It'll be fascinating. It's terrible. I'm glad the Troy Higgins family's safe, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
we're intact. We're doing good. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how this all unfolds, for sure, over the next couple weeks slash months slash years.
Yeah,
Nice.
seriously.
So in the news, I'm always trying to pull positive, like fun stories about Denver. Boy, there wasn't a lot this week. There was some pretty heinous news, and actually, but I found one that was kind of positive, that the average amount or there is a conglomerate of landlords, property owners, that were using kind of they were in cahoots with each other to raise rents. So I don't want to call anybody out by name, but there was like one, two, three, four, five, six, this almost the six biggest developers in Denver. And Troy, when you're out here, you saw them probably everywhere. They're called millennial kennels, and they're these gigantic builds that they do so that when people want to live their Colorado lifestyle, they can come here and find a place.
Mhm.
Well, apparently they're all talking to each other and raising rents proportionally with each other, which was found to be unconstitutional. So they're going to have to stop doing that, at least on paper, or at least they'll be subject to lawsuit if they do it again. So that sounded like positive news.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, the rents rise like crazy around here.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like I wonder how long they can sustain that population. I suppose there's always a bunch of young people that want to move to Denver and be outdoorsy and, eat green chili. But at some point they're going to, hook up, they'll have partners, they'll have kids, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see, but it seems to be insatiable, the desire for these like big condo units.
That's crazy. And well, now you have what is it, the main giant development that's happening, right? What's
Oh
the name
yeah,
of
but that I think they're like
Ball arena.
Ball
the
Arena,
ball
right.
arena thing. That's
Yeah.
just like been approved, and I think that's gonna take like 25 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize it was that far out.
because it's like 50 skyscrapers. It's like or something like that, 30, 35 years even. But this first parts of it, I'm pretty sure they're already starting to like break ground on it. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 60. I'll visit Denver. Come check it out.
yeah, exactly. We'll go
Yeah,
see a
man.
Nuggets game.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed out when the Waltons bought the Broncos. I was like, I don't want the Walmart Broncos, but now I got to say 10 out of 10. I love these guys. they are just dumping cash into these franchises. Like they're talking about getting a new stadium for the Broncos. A Ball Arena, a new one of those is coming. You know, they put a gigantic jumbotron up this year. You know, they got Sean Payton, they got Bo Nix. I don't know, man.
What's wrong
This
with
whole
What's wrong with Mile High? They want to get a new stadium?
I don't get what's wrong with either of those. Like, what are you possibly going to do to make it better? Add more seats? Is that the goal?
probably, you know, I think it's probably a little bit irresponsible. Both those stadiums are like less than 20 years old. I mean,
Yeah,
and
why
they're
would you rip that down?
just because it's awesome. Like,
Got another new one, yeah.
yeah, I want to see what they're gonna build. I mean, after SoFi and like what the Raiders built, the new like stadiums are just unbelievable. I mean, architecture now I think is like in its like peak prime
Mm-hmm.
because now they're just building things out of glass or like the Sphere. Like they're doing all these like really creative, cool stuff, you know, and it's angular and like cool elements. And I don't know, it's like the city in 30, 40 years will just look like a geode. It'll just look like all these crystals popping out of like the prairie.
I can see it.
So, you know, part of me is like, it seems wasteful. The other part of me is like, hey, recycle that stuff. Let's make something amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got Walmart cash here burning a hole in our pocket.
It feels like the new thing with the stadiums is who can build the biggest, next, greatest spectacle, technological, architectural advancement that's the talk of the town. And that's like each new stadium that keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Yeah. Except the Bills who are like, nope, no dome. We're keeping it outdoors.
Yeah.
Outside in the snow.
Yeah.
We're going to need fans shoveling snow before every game forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely needed it. I mean, when they were doing the flyovers for the Broncos game, you take a look at that stadium, you're like, dang, man, that looks old. It's like small and looks like a high school stadium in Texas, really.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nice. The only other thing I had as far as talking trash today was this picture, Troy, just to, you know, really pique that hunger for you. It's that Reddit one I put in the show notes, but I just wanted to give a shout out.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't been to this place. This is King of Wings. They win awards all the time, but they got a chimichurri steak with French fries that looks unbelievably good.
I love a good steak frites.
Oh, me too.
Looks incredible. I'm obsessed with chimichurri. So
yeah, me too.
Insane.
I don't know if I've ever had chimichurri like this.
Yeah, what is it? Is it a basil base? A basil like olive oil? What is that? Or is it parsley?
It's parsley, cilantro, I believe white vinegar, salt, pepper, onion. There's obviously different variations, but it's kind of just a vinegary, very fresh. Just, is it a condiment? I don't even know what it is.
It's like some sort of spread.
Yeah, it's like a sauce, and my girlfriend's parents, they're from Argentina, and the chimichurri is huge in Argentina. So every time I go, our mom makes fresh chimichurri, and I'm obsessed. It's so good, specifically on red meat.
This looks good, yeah. I love steak frites too. Some of my most favorite steaks have been part of a steak frites dish.
Nice. I totally agree. And usually, like, you'll get, like, there's sometimes a white cream sauce on it, which is, like, just not as good. The chimichurri is superior, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's just so amazing. Fresh, just the herbs, the oil, vinegar. There's a bunch of different variations, too.
Yeah.
A lot of lemon juice in it as well.
Most really nice French restaurants will actually have a steak frites dish, and I'm always inclined to try it because every time I've ever had it, it's been the best steak I've ever had. So it's a real contender to. It's hard for me to not just hit a French onion soup with a steak frites every time I go to a French restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm
officially starving. Wow.
Shout out to these guys. We gotta get these guys to tell us the secrets. Maybe I'll reach out to them and get an interview.
Yeah. That'd be help.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. That's all I got. Let's go to events. Tom, what you got on tap for the week?
For sure. So I'm throwing in another F Denver reminder. Um, that's going to be next month. So about a month and a week away, February 23rd to March 2nd. So end of next month, really. There's all different things to do, but this is like one of the biggest conferences that happens in Denver each year, and also obviously one of the biggest crypto conferences in the world that's specifically focused on Ethereum and other types of new smart contract type blockchains and technologies. So if you're at all interested in that kind of stuff, definitely check this out. There's so many different exhibitors Ryan and I went through last year. But the reason I keep reminding everyone this early is because you need to apply to go. You're going to get accepted, but you just have to go to the website and fill out the stuff to do it. And then you'll be able to get in for free. If you don't do that and you end up wanting to go last minute, you're going to have to pay a lot to go. So go onto the website, fdenver.com, if you're interested. Figure out what you need to do to go for free, because you don't want to mess up and end up paying unnecessary money to go. It's like $400 if you need to pay, so there's no point in that.
Dude, I'm so glad you said this. It was just the other day. I was like, oh man, Tom had a hack to get free tickets. I forgot what it was. So I'm going to do it right now.
You just go on the website, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You go on the website, they give you some instructions. Now, I'm not sure if you need to go and stake this Spork DAO crypto anymore, Ryan, but go on there, try it out, and see what it says. And if it does end up being something like that, I could help you do it really fast.
Okay.
But don't forget, check it out if you want to go to the event. I'll probably end up DJing an event or two, as I always do, once it comes through town. And that's that one.
Yeah. Very cool conference. I was so stoked to go last year. It was super fun.
Yeah, it's just cutting edge tech. Like the booth games there are super strong. Some of the sickest booths I've seen at any sort of conference. Super worth checking it out. Even just to walk around. Even if you don't really know too much about that stuff, you can also hop into the gaming center or the tech center and just see all cutting edge, like hacking, tech building, gadgets, that kind of stuff that people are throwing together. They have an entire room that's just like guys and girls soldering stuff together and coding and like making robots or whatever they're doing. So who knows what you're gonna see there.
That's cool.
Stoked.
Yeah. Then I have a show coming up on Saturday. This Infinite Groove is the name they gave to us there. But essentially it's me and a bunch of super cool homies that are great DJs. We're going to be playing at a new club in Rhino called Mockingbird. And it's
Nice, man.
It's really nice inside there. It's like kind of loungy / clubby vibes in there, but they have a huge big dance floor area, and then they have really cool lounge spaces in the back for people to chill, do whatever they want to do. So check that out. That's on Saturday from 8 to 2. And then
What are you going to be playing, man?
I'm going to be doing some tech house, deep house, bass house type stuff, standard for those types of club events. But we have a wide range of music coming through that night, so a lot of really good DJs going to be there. Like I said, it starts at 8 p.m. all the way to 2 a.m. So I think I'll probably play around 11.
Nice.
All right, what's next? I got two more quick things. This looked pretty cool. This Heart and Soul Sneaker Gala. The 5th annual. This is a formal event. A formal event with, suits, tuxedos, strictly formal wear, and sneakers. Okay. Dress code heavily enforced. If you go onto the pictures here, you're definitely, if you're a shoe lover, This is the
This
event
is
for you. Yeah.
this is your jam.
They got some fresh kicks going on at this party, and I guess they've been doing it for 5 years now. Um, Fully formal, plus your fresh sneakers. You don't want to be showing up there in some dirty Air Force Ones. All right, you need to have some clean kicks.
The all black Air Force Ones.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. If you're doing those and they're not crispy, I think you might not be fitting the dress code because people got some good stuff on here.
Dude, I like how on the flyer, are those the Marty McFly self-lacing shoes?
I think those
It looks
are
a lot like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
because they sold those pretty recently.
Yeah, that's a flex.
But they're extremely expensive. They're like some of the most expensive shoes in the world.
And no one has dirty sneakers in the event pictures that I'm looking at.
And this is
Nobody.
at Temple. I'm sure they are scrubbing the floors before this because Temple's like a sticky floor nightclub, and
Mhm.
this is on a Sunday night, which I'm sure they're gonna take all day Sunday morning and get it clean. But
You don't want to step on someone's shoe here.
no,
Oh man.
that's grounds for getting kicked out for sure.
Yeah.
I would be terrified of that. You know, just like, oops, sorry, spill a drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be starting the pre-party and the red carpet sneaker gala is from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. They're gonna have red carpet walks, lights, art painting, catered food, shoe raffles, shoe items, and then after the pre-party, they're gonna move into the main room at Temple. Bottle service, DJs, whatever you want. DJ Macadelic, DJ No Brand, and DJ On Mute. I don't know. It's gonna be a pretty sweet event for anyone who's into those types of, super cool, super fresh kicks.
No,
And
that's awesome.
when else can you wear your awesome shoes with your formal wear and and rock it as easily? Everyone's going to be down for that. So check that out. One last thing I have. This is a new one, so I had to throw it in here. We've got Goat Sound Bath.
Heck yeah, you do. Love it.
Featuring shamanic goat sound healing. Okay. I think the Denver Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga team has taught some of the goats how to be shamans. They are now practicing the shamanistic ways here. And you're going to be entering a sound healing event with the Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga goats. So, mindful relaxation, a unique sensorial experience, rescue goat therapy, healing through harmony. I mean, what else do you need?
What else do you need? I mean, clearly, like, sound healing is so pleasant. Those bowls are so pretty. Maybe they got a gong or something. Gongs are interesting for some reason.
Yeah.
But I always felt like something was missing. I couldn't put my finger on it, but our favorites, Denver Goat Yoga, has figured it out. You need some goats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just when I thought Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga couldn't one up themselves,
Yeah, I know.
they do it again. They do it again.
It's really interesting too. They've really dove onto like kind of the woo spiritual community. I wonder if there's a spiritual communion with goats, if they're innately spiritual.
They could be. I'm sure in some cultures they are seen as such, but I think here they're really just milking it. Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga has these goats. Ultimately, I'm sure by now that goat that you did yoga with like 5 years ago, it's long gone. It's been eaten.
Yeah.
You know that Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga is selling these baby goats off to the farms as soon as they're done being cute. So, I think maybe we should do an investigative report and keep in mind I
don't want to know. I just want to assume that they're nice and that they're in some great green pasture where goats go to retire.
And
Yeah,
I,
we need to get some boots on the ground and figure out what's really going on
yeah, what's actually
behind
going on
closed
here?
doors.
Because it was pretty cruel when I saw the Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga guys at the taco festival, where
Oh yeah,
various tacos were surrounding them with goat meat, lamb meat, all over the place. So who knows? But also, I could be completely wrong. Rocky Mountain Goat Yoga could be a very respectable organization. I don't want to call them out in any way, but I think someone might want to look into it. Maybe just make sure they're doing things right. Because what
It's a lot
happens
of
to
baby
these goats? Yeah, they consistently have baby goats. What happens to them once they're not good for yoga anymore?
Yeah. Is they definitely don't get there's a point. I don't know when you cross it, but like they're not cute anymore. You're like, oh, that's a gnarly looking goat.
Yeah, that thing can headbutt me and it will hurt.
hmm.
Totally.
There's a point where someone in a downward dog could get rocked by a goat
Oh
and they are not going to have a good time. If it's a baby, it's just a little tickle, it's cute, but probably like adolescent, like a preteen goat is where it's going to really start hurting.
yeah,
I feel like we got to interview these guys too because I think we could really expand their business because they haven't even started with like intramural sports. Imagine goat kickball, you know,
Yeah.
goat softball, goat foosball.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Just
those are
put goat
all
in front of it.
untapped avenues.
They got everything on here right now, They definitely are not into those sports yet, so they are highlighting a few here, goat flicks and chill, sound baths, goat-tastic dance sessions. We've highlighted all those already, so I'm interested to see what they have coming up next. But yeah,
Yeah.
sound bath. This is the first time we've seen that.
Wow.
I love it. I'm glad we're on the case. You know.
Yeah, that's what I got. But I know we only got a couple minutes to go here, Ryan. Maybe you just
Yeah.
hop into your
Totally.
events.
You bet. I'll rip through these really quick. I'm going to start off course the National Western Stock Show. We'll link to like all the happenings there. There's a ton of stuff going on. Stock show is always free for people to know too. The rodeo's not cheap, but the stock show is free. You've got adult beginning or fly tying class. So this looks really cool from the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, state of Colorado. This is going to be at Bar Lake Nature Center. This is tomorrow at 6 p.m. So bundle up and check that out. We also have today, if you're catching the episode today, is the free art day at the museum, which I used to love doing when my kids were babies. It's really the only time to go to the art museum because kids can only handle it for about 60 to 90 minutes. And honestly, so can I. If you're with somebody who is on hour 4 of the museum, you just like, it's too much. But kids are a nice little escape hatch. They always want to go when I want to go. And then I also have tonight is the Introvert Book Club at the Denver Art Museum, a part of the museum's free day. So apparently, I mean, I would suspect that like book lovers and introverts, the Venn diagram is nearly a perfect circle. You know, not to say that there's extroverted book lovers, I know it, but I think it seems like a really fun thing to see a bunch of introverts socializing about books at a crowded art museum. It seems like it could just be like awkward fun. So if you have the chance to go check that out, that's tonight 5:30 to 7:30, and that's what's up in Denver this
Mm-hmm.
week. Let's hit the features really quick and then we'll be out of here. My feature from last week was this gigantic pizza I had from Fat Sully's. I mean, really, it stole everything. That just a pepperoni pizza from Fat Sully's change your life. Troy, how about you? What was your highlight?
I turned 30 on Saturday, so
Yes,
yeah.
happy birthday, Troy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Birthday 30. Nice, man.
in that third decade. So went down to San Diego, or I was in San Diego because the fires. So I was just hanging out with family and had a really good day. Just spent the day with my mom, my grandma. I got some donuts. Had some really good food. We went to a nice lunch, went to a nice dinner, and then I met up with some friends at night. we went to this cool listening bar that's actually my favorite bar in San Diego called Part Time Lover. So it was a great weekend, great way to ring in the new decade, and yeah, I've heard it's only up from here. So let's go.
Wow.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Very,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, I had a pretty relaxing week last week. My back was a little bit messed up, so I didn't go out and do much at all, if we're being honest. Cooked in at home, stayed inside, and I think, you know, it's nice to have that as your weekly activity as well sometimes. So I actually don't have anything specific out on the town that I got into last week.
Nice.
It's a good thing sometimes, though. You know.
Yeah,
Just kick it at home.
I had to give it a little rest.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to our sponsors, kitcaster.com. Check them out. Check out samanafloat.com. We, of course, love them. And definitely please go to realgooddenver.com, sign up for the newsletter, and be eligible to get free donuts. Who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't love
Oh,
that?
yeah.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Troy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
See you guys.
See ya.